I am Katie Jacobs. The name of my business is Styling My Everyday. I'm a cookbook author and stylist and photographer. I started in the publication industry, in magazines, and as a graphic designer. So that was a really incredible background to what I do now, which is kind of moved into food styling, photography, book publishing, and that kind of thing. So I style a lot of photo shoots for magazines. I do a lot of photography work for book publications, and then I'm an author of my own two cookbooks. Right when I got out of college, I really wanted to go into the magazine world. I loved magazines. I collected magazines. So I started a small magazine in Franklin, Tennessee, and then moved to Nashville Lifestyles and worked up to be the creative director there. And I loved it, but it was just exceptionally corporate. But my magazine was owned by Gannett, that owns the Tennessean. So I was punching the clock. I was working very long hours. We worked in cubicles, in an office building, an older office building, no windows. And just as a creative, it was very difficult to stay inspired and not be burnt out because you're trying to produce these incredibly beautiful, inspired layouts, but just the corporate environment was difficult for me to keep up with. But I just felt like I needed to do something and named my company Styling My Everyday just because I kind of wanted it to be about the larger styling work that I do, but more about styling like your everyday. So like the everyday is beautiful, finding those beautiful moments in your everyday life. I think that I come from an entrepreneurial background. My parents have always owned their own businesses. My stepdad's a home builder, my dad's in real estate, but he has always been starting new companies and new businesses. So when I came out of college and started in a more corporate environment, I think everybody was like a little bit surprised, like, oh, we just, I don't know, maybe it's because we're inflexible and don't like to work for people, but we just work for ourselves. So I didn't feel, I guess it gave me the courage to start my own thing. I think that it's important to push yourself and to do things that make you feel uncomfortable. And as a younger person, you kind of shy away from those things. Like, don't put yourself in uncomfortable situations. You kind of want to stay in your lane. But as you get older, it's like, I'm fine, I'm not afraid to fail. And I think that that's important. I think that some people fail and some people succeed because they don't follow through. I think that sometimes people can quit prematurely. I think sometimes if you have a failure, if you have a book signing that nobody shows up to, if you have a book that doesn't sell as well as your last one, you can decide that's my last, I failed. So I just think that people give up on themselves too early and quit too early. And as their life evolves, their business has to evolve too. I heard something recently that said people should follow their passion, but you should be realistic about your passions. So I feel like a lot of people that go into starting a business solely rely on passion and not look at purpose and maybe what they're really good at. So I think it's important when you're starting something to not only realize what you're passionate about, but what you can be successful at.